how does a brand know when they're ready to manufacture? You know, like, when do you know it's time for me to place my production order?
Yeah.
You know,
I have a checklist. So this checklist you can find on our website, clothierDesignSource.com, and I think it's really helpful just because there's a lot of things you need actually before you're ready to manufacture. You know, the biggest one is your approved sample. Like, you know, like you went through development and you have the sample and it's 100% approved for production. That's step one. And then you need a lot of other things too, like your raw materials, huge. You know, have all of your goods, your fabric, your trim, you know, if you have special thread, that needs to be here as well. And then we need to have the tech pack finished. So not only do we have that final approved sample and the pattern for it, but we have the tech pack, which is really the blueprint to the design. So that can go into the manufacturing facility with all the instructions in it. And then, you know, there's a couple other things that you need as well, like labeling. Don't forget about that. There's like a lot of laws around labeling in the US, and you have to meet certain requirements to sell garments and export them or import them or whatever in the US. So you have to follow, you know, that's regulated by the FTC. So that's important. And then having your colorways tested. So if you have a style, it might, you know, if it's maybe it comes in 3 different colors, and having those defined and approved and tested. So it's really final, you know, you have to have basically a sample of everything and a tech pack and all your fabric and all your patterns before you could move forward with a production order.
And this checklist, I don't know if you can see it, but this checklist, we have it online on our website. And so our website, clothierDesignSource.com, and at the top of the page you'll see resources, and then I think it says free downloads. And so under that section you can find this checklist. It has 7 or 8 points there that, you know, if you walk through and make sure you have every single one of these things, then you know you're going to be ready for production. So go ahead, you know, clothierDesignSource.com, go to resources, download that. There's a lot of other tools online as well. But that just helps people know, you know, when you're new to the industry, it gets really overwhelming, like what do I need in order to get this thing off the ground and get my items out in the marketplace. And so this is just a really comprehensive list for you, so you know where you could go and what you need. It's really important too when you're ready to manufacture that your sample, because one of the things on the list is approved sample. We find that to be, if you could put an importance on any of them, that might be the most important, because people do forget it and it can cause a lot of problems. But having an approved sample that is made by the factory that you're going to use is a very important part of the checklist to make sure you're ready to manufacture. You can't assume that they're just going to interpret all of your documents and your sample that you provided them and your patterns the way you want them to. You need them to prove to you, yes, we can sew this the way that you wanted us to. So that's a very important step, and a very, very important item to have before going into manufacturing. So this checklist that we're talking about, we walk through it with you. We make sure you have everything on that list. You know, we do a lot of the management of making sure all of this stuff is happening. But if you're wondering on your own if you're ready, you know, this checklist is a good place to go to.